Hello and welcome back to Mixed Media, where we do topics on video games, music, and movies. First, we'll start off with news, and then Ben will go into his review of a song. And then Irving will be doing an Arguing with Reddit segment where I'll respond to Reddit takes that he hasn't seen before. And I'll be doing my topic on video games. So, yeah, before that, we'll introduce ourselves. So, I'm Nathan Nestor. I'm a 3D modeler and game developer.
I'm Ben Costello. I'm a flute player and a media composer.
Oh yeah, and my name is Irving Nestor. I'm a filmmaker and media entrepreneur. I own a company called Ariella. Actually, I'm fully repping today, if I can get that in there. There it is. Ariella. You can check out my website, ariella.co. And I finally replaced the link at the bottom right there, so it's actually accurate now. So you can go visit us at any link that you desire, any link that you need, whether it's locals or, I don't know, Spotify, whatever. mixedmediapodcast.com. There you go. And I guess the first item on the list, as usual, is, well, actually, first, how's everyone's weeks? How's it going?
It's been all right. I moved back into college dorm, which is why I'm not at my usual place. I'm currently in a random classroom. Hopefully, nobody walks in at the moment. So, yeah, if I relocate, then you know what happens.
Yeah, if your face gets replaced by a Skype logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're also like on a Monday night, so that's definitely different. I so far I'm liking the schedule a little bit differently, at least for my personal workflow. But I don't know what you guys feel about it, or what the audience out there feels about it either. But definitely let us know.
Yeah, I mean, well, Friday right now, the old time doesn't work for me because of my class that I have. But I don't know. Monday is fine for me. Yeah, and I guess to answer your question, I just finished the start of week number 2 of classes for me. So, getting back into the school swing of things. I'm definitely taking a lot more intense class load this semester than last semester. So it'll be challenging. I used to think I did a lot of listening, but I've already mapped out all the listening I want to do this semester. Not only just for studying music as a composition, but also very specific studying particular flute players and stuff. And so I'm doing a lot of that this semester.
Yeah, for me, I don't think there's much news from my end. Just a lot of bureaucracy for business stuff like usual. A lot of transitioning because I transitioned to an LLC, which I think I announced a while ago, which was a lot of paperwork and stuff, figuring myself out. Other than that, nothing terribly new. I think I had this camera last week, the A7 IV, this awesome camera here. So nothing new really on my end. And just a plug before we go into the news, mixedmedia.locals.com. It's an awesome place. Go check out that link. The link is in the description as well if you want to learn about any perks that you can have for supporting us for what we do here. Any interesting news then in your guys' respective fields?
Is there something on your headphones, or am I seeing that?
Oh, yes. I realized that I made a mistake. So this right here. Oh, can I touch it? This is a tracker, a head tracker. I'm getting into flight sim stuff, and so I need the head tracker to be able to move my pilot's head around naturally while I play. I printed. Usually, this is Velcroed onto my headphones, but I 3D printed a actual clip for it that I designed for these sets of headphones, and I designed them a little bit off so this is actually kind of stuck in, so I can't just take it off whenever I want as of now. So I will be going back to the drawing board and re-3D printing a better version, but for now you're going to see something weird on my head. So for me, I'll start. This kind of crosses over with Ben's world, actually. But Encanto has been resurfacing in the discussion of films lately. One that's kind of strange to me because the film kind of came out a long time ago, but I think it's the awards season sort of buzz that's sort of resurfacing the film. I don't think that film was actually that talked about when it was actually in theaters. I think there's actually more talk about it now in awards season than it was when it was actually in theaters. I feel like not that many people talked about it, but I actually saw it in a Showtime theater. And the news here is that Encanto's "Don't Talk About Bruno," the song "Don't Talk About Bruno," reached number 1 on a Billboard chart and is in the Hot 100. Have you listened to any of the music from it, Ben, at all?
I have not, but that's one of those big pieces of musical news that I think it supplanted Frozen as the highest charting Disney song like ever, I think.
Oh, I did not know that. That's pretty insane.
I think Let It Go topped out at number 4 on the charts.
Wow.
So just made it all the way to number 1.
I had no idea. That's that's actually insane. Because I was going to say the music is mostly not to my taste. I think a lot of the music is not very good. So I would rather listen to Let It Go than Don't Talk About Bruno. But maybe that's a hot take. I didn't know it was a hot take.
Yeah, no, it's getting a lot of discussion in the film music world. I kind of want to watch the film before I, judge the music. So when I watch the film, then we can talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, Let It Go isn't the best song in Frozen anyway. So what are these what do these charts actually mean? I don't know.
I think there's like a catchiness value. I think that it's really because this is definitely the catchiest song, but it's definitely not the best song in the film for sure.
What is it really? I don't know. I'm kind of I like for the first time in forever much more, but.
Oh, you're talking about in Frozen. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Well, so that happened, and maybe we'll get Ben's opinion eventually. My opinion is that that movie is kind of just average, and I probably wouldn't remember anything from it if it weren't getting awards buzz. And I actually have stronger opinions about the storytelling and the writing that really bug me. And I think the music is extremely auto-tune filled, and it's like, Ben, for the main character, it's like Emma Watson levels of auto-tune. For the main character, so it's
I see.
Not very pleasing to me, at least. But I don't know. What do I know?
I see.
The other news is that Rachel Maddow of MSNBC fame is creating her own film. Well, she's not. I'm not sure exactly what creative capacity she's got with it. She's going to be executive producer, but she did write a book and a podcast series called Bagman about vice president under Nixon. I can't remember his name for the life of me because I guess that's the
Nixon,
draw.
Wasn't it Spiro Agnew?
Yes, that guy, Spiro Agnew, which is a bizarre name.
He's only remarkable where I'm from because I think he's the only vice president from Maryland.
Ah, gotcha. Well, Ben Stiller is coming in to direct it, which I actually don't know. Is this Ben Stiller's first directing? And no, it's not. It definitely isn't because he directed the film. He directed a film he starred in at least 5 years ago, probably more. I think it was when we were in high school. He directed a film that he also starred in. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect much from it. It's just notable because she has one of the more viewed cable news segments out there, and she's taking a few weeks off in order to do it, which I guess is a splash of news because I guess her not being on air is kind of incredible to a lot of people. I actually bothered to I would say, torture myself listening to the first podcast episode of her series on it. And it was exactly what I expected, which is a very thinly veiled Orange Man bad sort of, analogy of everything. So it was kind of like, okay, yeah, I mean, I guess this is exactly what you think it would be, in terms of the storytelling. So, yeah, that's interesting news. Oh, yeah, and then I want to say what I'm personally doing. I haven't been watching a lot of individual films because I've been watching this 10-hour series of, I guess they're technically, no, well, they're kind of that weird no man's land between short film and feature film, where each film is an hour long. So TV, short film thing, I don't know, whatever. But it's been incredible. It's been absolutely incredible experience. It's called Decalogue. It's a Polish film shot in the 90s, or actually late 80s, I believe. Takes place in late communist Poland. And it's definitely a time, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to go on a very moral adventure, I would say. There's a lot of exploration of moral themes, as you would expect with something called Decalogue. So there you go.
All right, I guess I'll go. So this is interesting. It's like news developing. So I was in class before this podcast, and I didn't know this happened. So it's kind of weird because I was just, bringing up my news sources and stuff like that, so I could have a reference for when I'm talking about stuff. And then I just saw this. I was like, oh, okay, it's interesting. It just happened. So the New York Times has acquired a game called Wordle. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's been a recent phenomenon. It's like a word game where it's very simple, but it's harder to explain. You just look it up. It's not that hard to. It's like there's like 3 lines of rules pretty much, but if you see it, it's a lot easier. It's a word game, and I guess this is sort of like a digital. It's like the new crossword puzzle, right? How you have those in like newspapers and stuff like that. And I guess perhaps I'm guessing the New York Times wants to do a similar sort of thing, but with in a digital form, maybe something like that. Wordle was created as it was created by some guy who I believe wanted to make a game for his girlfriend, essentially, because she likes word games or something like that, and so he made it. Or maybe it's his wife. I don't know. One or the other. So he made it, and he published it. I presumably without thinking anything would come of it. But I guess he got. Depending how you look on it, he got lucky, and people really liked it. There are no, as far as I'm aware, there are no ads on the page. I have ad blocker, so I guess I wouldn't know. But I'm pretty sure there are none. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't make money off of it. But now, well, presumably, New York Times has paid him something. I'm not really sure if there'll be any more monetization past that. What New York Times plans to do, as I said, like I literally just found out about this, so I don't know. Maybe it's in the article I'm looking at right now, but I'm not gonna go read it right now. So aside from that, game of the year of 2021 was It Takes Two, which is not news. The news is that they're making a film adaptation of the game. The game is a story-driven game, as far as I'm aware. And what I thought was funny is that one of the comments on Reddit says, "What happens if the film gets nominated for an Oscar?" Now, I mean, there's nothing weird about a game film being nominated for the Oscar, but it's funny because the creator of the game during the Video Game Awards said "F the Oscars" in the middle of the show 2 times.
Woot, woot.
One in 2021 when he won, and then the year before he was talking about something, and he was on stage, and he said that. So that'd be funny if he had to if he got an Oscar and had to actually go up there and accept an award for an event that he said that about. So that's that.
Did he say that because he wasn't nominated before? Is that the reason why? Or
no, he's a game developer. I believe this would be his first movie, essentially. So he's just saying the Video Games Awards is better than the Oscars. Is what he's saying.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think they both have room to be to grow. That's for sure.
Maybe the Oscars more so, especially given their the time they've had to figure it out. But it seems they're going backwards or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so that's that. And then the biggest news is that Bungie has been acquired or is going to be acquired by Sony, most likely. Bungie is the creators of Halo. So if you don't know the history, Bungie created Halo. Microsoft then bought them. Then they became independent. And then I think they're bought by Sony, right? So it's the recent thing now is consolidating, I guess, in the video games industry. Which, okay, I remember I was talking to a friend. I was like, okay, who's next to be eaten essentially, right, by a big company? And for some reason, we just didn't think about Sony, which is like, I think the obvious choice, given that they're a direct competitor to Microsoft, PlayStation versus Xbox kind of thing. I believe Sony's gaming industry is what they make most of the revenue, despite doing a billion other things. So yeah, it makes sense that something like this would happen. Just to be clear, Halo is no longer a Bungie thing, so that would be kind of wild if because Halo is often associated with the Xbox and Microsoft in general. So it's I don't even know what you call this. I feel like it's definitely a calculated move to pick the company that made Halo, given that Bungie was sort of like essentially made Microsoft's gaming brand pretty much, with Halo.
I feel like this is shots fired in return for Microsoft trying to buy what's it called, Activision Blizzard. What
was it? Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. Bungie also. What's the other? What's the thing that they? It's a big game. I can't. Oh, Destiny. That's what it is. They currently own Destiny. So that's the current big thing, big project, and yeah, that is pretty much all the news I have, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, and in music, other than Frozen being knocked off as the top Disney song of all time, as Irving already mentioned, the other big thing is the potential issues with Spotify over Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan show. I can't remember what it's called. I don't really know much about that exactly, but clearly, or is it the Joe Rogan Experience? Is that what it's called?
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. But again, I don't really know much about what that is itself, but there's some issues with it, and COVID potential misinformation. Again, I don't know much about that, but a number of artists have taken issue with the fact that this is allowed to, not only allowed to be on Spotify, but Spotify is paying Joe Rogan as, an official Spotify podcaster. So Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, amongst other artists, those are probably the biggest two. And I think Neil Young is kind of the guy who started this, have pulled their music from Spotify in protest of this. Until Joe Rogan goes, our music won't be on your service. As of at least yesterday, I don't know what the market has done today, but the global shares Spotify were down 2 billion yesterday. Pretty catastrophic for them. I know the CEO Daniel Ek came out
bald-headed evil
earlier. Man. What?
Bald-headed evil man.
Yeah, so he
saw a picture of him at the same exact time you said that, because looking at their stock and his picture showed up, and yeah, I can confirm.
Yeah, so he came out and said you're right, we haven't been too transparent, but don't worry, we've gotten rid of all sorts of content, but we have to walk this fine line between allowing freedom of expression and not having content that harms people. He's trying to repair damage, right, by publishing their internal standards. And at least I saw somewhere that Joe Rogan has decided that he will, in response, will try to be more, offer differing opinions on vaccines. I don't know.
I believe he made a post on Instagram, and he said that. He was just saying that he has people. I think what he's trying to say is that he doesn't often make a stance on anything. He just has people on his show who make stances, and they all have varying backgrounds and opinions and stuff like that.
Yeah, somehow I feel like this controversy is not. It's going to blow up further before before it dies down. I know that some people have been talking too about the fact that there are other artists who would like to do this, except from going back to the news that I had a couple weeks ago, a couple of shows ago about some big name artists selling their catalogs. Right, they don't have the right to do it anymore. They can't even own the music, so they can't pull it. So that's an interesting development of that.
As of now, the Spotify stock is up from yesterday, but that was only one day essentially. It went up pretty significantly, but obviously one day is not gonna fix what happened. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think when the article that you posted was like 25%, if I remember, which
I looked at the stock and I was like, this doesn't look like 25%. I don't know if maybe I don't know how to read these things correctly, so maybe I just don't know. But
it might be
I was like, this doesn't look like it was 25%.
Yeah, no, that sounded wrong off the bat. But then I was like, this market is so volatile. I'm sure part of that is the volatility of the market, and the other part is, definitely reaction to the news. But it'll just come back up. It's the nature of today's market. I guess we'll go on to the next segment. I guess that's pretty much it for our news segment. So if you're listening in post and we've cut this down here, got to check out our other segments. We'll be talking about today a indie composer's work. I think it's called A Misty Blue Planet, if I remember correctly. And then we'll be doing some hot takes on some Reddit posts. And Nathan will be discussing his progress with his predictions. If I got that right. I'm correct, right? Nathan?
I'll be talking about my predictions. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, they didn't for this week essentially. I changed the topic on the sheet. I don't know if you saw, but it's from this coming week is when the games release. I picked my games in the portfolio. So. Oh,
okay, gotcha. Maybe I didn't notice. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go into our first set.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years.